Hello everyone, and this is Ashfire33, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about another League of Seven! So this is not the sequel. This is a whole entire book, but a whole different entire book. But this is very similar, because I wanted to make like a little thumbnail that's like, when you like two guys that have white hair and love to fly. No, because it's true. So basically the book is about this kid called Connor Brockhart, who is obsessed with flying since he was born in the sky. And so he has his mentor, Victor Vigny, who helps him out and basically shows him all he knows, like Oriental stuff and also French stuff like fencing, acrobatics, escapology, like when you escape out of like ropes and tires, like when you pick locks, and basically shows him to have a strong personality. And he gets the scientist from his mom and the Brockhart from his father, because it's Connor Brockhart. Well, basically, what happens is, unfortunately, while they were designing plans, Connor was designing plans with Victor, then they figure out that they need materials. So when they get the materials, they're like, oh, yay! And then Connor likes Isabella, the princess that he lives with in the castle. And then they confess and they both like each other. But unfortunately, there's this person that wanted to be the king called Hugo Bombillon. And so he assassinates the king and Victor Vigny because they were talking bad about him and they're like people in power. So then they kill them and it's very sad. And then Connor tries to escape, but he is thrown into a little island called Little Salty, and then he is forced to be a prisoner there. He has like a permanent S putting there, and then he's forced to work with lunatics, not lunatics, but like, he's considered a quote-unquote lunatic, but he's not. But he goes to work with different people in the mines. It's very hard. A lot of people are very rough. So basically, what the people tell him is, forget your past, you're now a different person. And so he has like an alter ego, technically, kind of. So it's like Connor Finn, so he's a prisoner. He does like when he used to be, Connor Brockhart was selfless. He is selfish. He just wants to use all that he learned, like the fencing and stuff, but like for his own gain, for diamonds and stuff. So basically that happens, and then he joins part of a group called the Battering Rams, because he almost kills the main leader, but he spares him. He's like, no, the only person that I really want to kill is Bombillon, but he's like, nah. So basically, and they both work together. They're like, oh, we should totally make an escape plan. So basically, they make a little salsa garden, and then they go to get diamonds. So they get diamonds so that they can go and they can buy out their freedom, and then they can go to America. And they're like, yes! But the thing is like, oh no, I should escape, and then I should go back and get him back. So what he does is he forms an escape plan, and like 6 years pass. So his parents are absolutely devastated because he's gone. Because what Hugo did, he said that Connor died, and that someone else killed him. But it was actually Connor in that cell, but Hugo put a wig on him. So Declan, his father, thought that it was the person that killed him. So he's like, go to heck! And stuff. And that was so hard, because imagine like your own father saying that to you, because he believes that, because Hugo told Connor that his father found out like all the bad stuff that he did, even though he didn't do anything wrong. So back to the story, 6 years later, then his father and Catherine have another baby, and everything's fine. But then Isabella is gonna turn 18, so she's gonna have her coronation, and it's awesome. But Connor isn't there, so he forms a plan to escape, because he tells the guard, which is someone called Bilto. He's a very cruel, very abusive person, but he manages to talk to him and convince him to get him to make the invention of balloons that shoot out fireworks, and they're like, oh, that is so cool. And even Von Vijan. So basically, Connor tells Bilto, and Bilto tells Von Vijan, but he says that he didn't, not Connor. Well, that's better for him, because Von Vijan wanted Connor to be like his prisoner specifically, so he said to keep an eye on him. So basically, on that invention, what Connor does is that he goes into one of the balloons and then he flies away. And then he goes to the laboratory that Victor secretly told him. And then he goes to work on his glider. And then he's known as the Airman because some people see him flying. But then he's like, oh, I'm Connor Finn. I have no friends, no family. But then he's like, maybe I should go check how my parents are. And then when he goes to check, he goes through the window and stuff, then he sees his mom and dad with the little brother that they never told him about. So he's so jealous. He's like, oh, they're living the life without me. And then he gets so angry and he's like, nah, I'm going to America. But then one of his friends in the prison, that's actually a supposedly blind musician who's actually a spy. But oh no, not he's actually a blind musician, but he's a spy too. So basically, he also escapes, but Connor thought he died. But when he goes back, when he escapes from the coronation, then he sees him in the laboratory, and then he's like, oh, you're here, and he's like, yeah, because he was another friend of Victor's. So basically, what the friend wants is that they go to arrest Von Vijan and get revenge. But what Connor wants, he's like, no, I want to go to America. Why? No, because my parents are already with someone else. They're fine without me. But they're like, Von Vijan is still on the run. And he's like, yeah, you're right. So basically what happens is that he forms a plan. Because Von Vijan wants to kill Isabella because she loves the people like her father. So he plans to assassinate them. But he hears about the supposedly Airman. He's like, oh, this might be Connor Brockhart. And so he tries to get information about it, and then he does, from the former prison. And then they know that they're Airman. Then Connor knows they're talking about him. So he forms a plan to go back. Then he's like, well, because they know I always go on air, I'm going to go on horse this time. So he goes back to France. And then he goes and talks to people. Yeah. And so that's when he sees his parents. And then he gets very angry. But then he realizes they need the coronation. So he figures out that Hugo is trying to poison them. So he jumps in and comes back, but he has his goggles on. And they're horrified. They're like, who are you? And then Declan goes to protect all the others and stuff. But they don't know that it's Connor. So basically, the people become suspicious of Hugo as they never told him the truth. But then they figure out that it's Connor, and they're like, yay, he's alive! But then they're like, Hugo, because he's a traitor. He lied about all this stuff to the people, and it's absolutely not fair. So then they punch him, and then Connor kills him. And then he goes down, then Hugo goes down to the ocean. Yeah, and then he dies for all the bad stuff that he did to the people. So that's how it ended. It's very interesting. Very interesting story. I loved it. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Have a good day. Bye.